Hey everybody, and welcome to Kirby Super Star. Definitely one of my favorite Super Nintendo games, even though I just played it for the first time this year. So, this game, as you can probably tell, there are several games. There's 8 games in one. It's the whole, theme of this game. In Britain, or UK, whatever, it's also known as Kirby's Fun Pack, because it's just a bunch of games put together. But today we're going to be playing the first game, and that is Spring Breeze, which is quite familiar to those past Kirby fans. So starting off with Spring Breeze, as I brought up, if you're familiar with Kirby, you have an idea of what this mode is going to be. So this mode is actually a recreation of the first Kirby game, also known as Kirby's Dream Land, and we're starting off with Greens, of course, because it's like the Kirby thing. But we have a power-up here, and this is, well, we had power-up. This is Beam. This is actually Sakurai's favorite Kirby power-up. Basically what Beam is Beam lets you shoot out, it gives you a little, wand, I guess, and you can shoot a beam with it. It's pretty easy to explain. But the cool thing about Kirby Super Star, theme-wise, is we have a little partner here, which I like. It does make things somewhat easier having this, but the cool thing about this is if you're playing this with a friend, which I don't have anybody here to play this with me, basically, you have someone to play with, so they can actually play as, so Kibble here. So basically what you do is you can use, if you're playing the Super Nintendo version, which is the version I'm playing, you can use the A button, and it'll create a partner for you. So it actually is kind of like you have someone there playing with you, which I do like. It makes the game feel more cozy, I guess, when you have someone there with you, which is cool. And I did mention Super Nintendo version, because there is a DS version of this game known as Kirby Super Star Ultra. I am not playing this version because I don't have a way to play it. I've never played that version, but that cutscene you saw earlier in the part, for this game, Spring Breeze, that is taken from the Nintendo DS version. I will be editing in the cutscenes from the DS version to show this as well, because I can't show the full game, but I want to at least give you an idea of what this game is like on the DS. The DS version basically has different modes, there is the arena in this game, and I think in the DS version there's another arena that you can do as well, which is pretty cool. We're also using Bomb here. Bomb is actually one of my favorite Kirby power-ups, because, one, it's a bomb, and it's Bomb has so many, useful, I don't want to say strategies, but there's so many, useful ways to use Bomb. Like we're about to see here as we throw bombs at a tree. Hey, Wispy Woods, sorry, but you're getting bombed. He didn't really get any moves or anything on us. It's time for a happy dance. So happy. It's time for one of my actual favorite Kirby power-up, and that is Fighter. So Fighter, basically what Fighter does is you can throw punches and kicks. It usually just wears a fighting headband, kind of like Ryu from Street Fighter. I remember I was doing some research on this game, well, it's about Kirby power-ups in general, and Sakurai and I think Miyamoto were talking about this, and when they were, well, I think Miyamoto was talking to Sakurai, or someone was talking to Sakurai, let me put it that way, and they were talking about how they wanted a Kirby power-up that involved, fighting game moves, which I think is cool because, Sakurai developed Smash Brothers, and there is a Kirby fighting game on the Nintendo 3DS. It's also with Kirby Triple Deluxe as well. That little fighting game isn't bad. It's kind of just there. It's kind of like Smash, but what if it was just Kirby, I guess, and you could use Kirby power-ups, which is neat. And here we have Knuckle Joe. I don't really tend to use Knuckle Joe as my assistant. I'm gonna call them assistants or partners, whatever. Just because I like to, if I have Fighter, I'm gonna use it, but yeah. I will say Super here, when you have ice with, it's awesome, because Super makes you go really fast, but you can also skate with ice, and that's really cool. And that poor guy just did not stand a chance. He's like a walrus who you eat and get ice from, and yeah, I just ruined that whole man's career with Super, what can I say? But But it should go into some more detail about, like, Spring Breeze. So, as I mentioned, it's a smaller, updated version of Kirby's Dream Land. It's basically just remaking Kirby's Dream Land for the Super Nintendo. But it does add some gameplay enhancements, you know, just for Kirby Super Star. And basically, the gist of this whole plot is Kirby's going to Castle Dedede to stop Dedede and get his food back. So, yeah. I just ended their careers as well. Poor Lolo and Lala, they're just dead. Crash is such a good thing to use. I didn't really speedrun this, but I did wreck this mode pretty hard. It's definitely the easiest mode in the game, for sure. So going into the previous level, before I forget, unlike the original game, Float Islands and Castle Lolo, they've merged, and Kabula doesn't appear, and also upon reaching Castle Dedede, Kirby doesn't have to face all the previous bosses that he's fought in the game, because that would be weird to have a boss rush in this mode. I know we'll get that later on, but still. You might notice those bells there are kind of 3D-ish. It's actually because they wanted to have areas like this from Donkey Kong Country, because it had come out a few years ago to this point, and that was super big at the time, and they really wanted that 3D aspect. And it's interesting thinking about that, because, well, one, it made the game development for this longer, because it's a 3-year development cycle for this game, but Kirby Super Star was originally going to be a Super Nintendo game, or not Super Nintendo, it is a Super Nintendo game. It was originally going to be a regular, like, NES game, which is cool. I think it just got delayed because of, like, other reasons. Like, there's other Kirby, games on the Super Nintendo. There's, like, it's like his Dream Course? I played that game, and I don't really like that. I want to do a Let's Look at that one day. And there's also Kirby Dream Land 3. I've never played Dream Land 3, but I do like its art style a lot. I'm not saying I don't like the art style for this game. I think this art style is great. Kirby games tend to always have a good art style. I think it tends to be, like, the more experimental Nintendo franchise. For art styles, I mean, because you usually get, like, it's usually, like, Kirby and Yoshi, I tend to notice a lot. I didn't bring up Mirror, because we have a partner with Mirror. With Mirror, you're basically just, like, sliding, but you can also make, like, a little, like, Kirby, like, clone, I guess, with it, and use it. It's not a bad power-up. I don't really use it a lot. Like, when I play this game, I tend to use Fighter and Bomb the most, because I just find them the most useful. And Mike, as we're seeing here, Mike is awesome. With Mike, you can wreck bosses if you have it. It's kind of like Crash, but you get more use out of it. Crash is just like a sprint nuke. Mike is similar to sprint nuke, but doesn't do, like, a full-on KO move, I guess. So, yeah. I love the little flowers have the smiley faces, and they're evil when they try to kill you. They're like, that flower from Undertale, whose name I can't remember at the moment. I think it's like Flowery or something. I don't know. He's weird. I do love this section a lot of this game. I really enjoy these sections in Kirby games, or 16-bit games in general, when they go to, like, in space. I love those a lot, and I don't know why. I hate this guy, by the way. He's annoying. But we have Mike here, so we're just gonna end his whole career. That's gonna be the new meme of this whole video. I love the Kirby dance, but the partner's always in the background. So yeah, King Dedede has stolen all the food. It's up to us, and by that I mean us, Kirby and the Mirror guy, to stop him. I just love that Dedede, the plot for this, like, mode is basically the plot for Donkey Kong Country, where the villain just steals the food and you have to go steal it back. Not somebody to take it back. This fight's really easy. Have Mirror here to wear him out and just throw bombs. He is piss easy. I do love King Dedede's theme, though, still. And he's out of here. And that was Spring Breeze. That's the first game of this game out of the way. These credits fly by fast, by the way. It kind of is shocking. But since, like, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna talk about each, like, game mode, I guess, when I finish the credits. So, I like Spring Breeze a lot. I love the original Kirby's Dream Land a lot. It's basically the same game, but you have a, it's not basically, you have a level that's cut out and merged, I guess, technically. And you have power-ups, too. It's basically Kirby's Dream Land if you gave it the Super Star mechanics. That's what I mean, because it's Kirby Super Star. I love, this mode's awesome. I love Kirby's Dream Land. It's just a great mode. What can I say? And we've returned all the food to the bears, I guess? Happy little people. They actually look like little Kirby's, but yeah, we have the next side here, and join me next time as we take on Dynablade.